Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be bringing you something that is, well, you can tell right here. It is the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy. This is the Netflix packaging. I picked this up at Walmart. It is the Optimus Prime, and Enerax, and Sheeldron right here. And I know that both of these are repaints here. This is what the pack comes with. It's in Netflix packaging, as I said before, and I believe it appears to be a Walmart exclusive. So that's kind of an interesting fact all by itself. So it comes with all three of these, but it does not come with the trailer. So if I were to go here, and we'll do a comparison of this real quick. Here is the War for Cybertron Earthrise, Optimus Prime. We'll do a quick comparison of those, and here's what they look like in their cab modes here. So, doing a quick comparison of these, you can see that some of the differences are. Let's see here now. You can see that the windows are tinted on this one, they're slightly different color. This color is more accurate to I guess what the show will be, because this is what it's like. They haven't actually shown this, and the season's available. Also, his headlights are not blue on this Netflix version versus their War for Cybertron Earthrise version. So, and I know that, let's take a look here. Do a side-by-side here, and we can see the paint apps are pretty much the same, outside of the fact that this one here appears to have a darker set of blue here, and if you look here, this is all dark. If you look on this one here, it's got like a grayish color to it there, and then if you look here where the arm shoulders are on the War for Cybertron Netflix one, it's like a dark blue, and this is like a gunmetal gray or a silver, if you will. So here's what they look like from the other side, and here's what they look like from the bottom. All right, so, and we'll be getting into a little bit more comparisons with these. And yes, you can put the trailer onto this, and it fits just fine, just like that. So if that's something that if you have the other one and you want to do the trailer, I know they have upgrade kits for this trailer and whatnot. You can always go and get it. These side gas can items, that's still one of the weaker points of this. However, versus the War for the Earthrise version of this mold, which I just showed you, when you close these, they tend to stay there. So I think they fixed that a little bit. One other thing that's kind of interesting about this is that these tires, if you look at them very closely, the Earthrise version right here, it's just paint. It's cast in a gray plastic. And then just painted over the tire area. This here is cast in a black plastic for the Earthrise Netflix version, and they just painted the hub, the wheel inside silver. That's all they did. So it kind of looks a little bit better, and that I think see these here on the back. These are very similar and the same, but it's just these front ones that kind of show the difference, and that's kind of an interesting contrast because with the trailer on the Earthrise one here, you can see that you have some slightly lighter colored rims here, and then you have these off to the side, which are made of black plastic. I believe that's what this is. Now this is painted too, so these are painted here. So, but they are painted maybe a little bit darker. Not sure, but the silver is definitely better. So, lending to its overall look, there are some pluses and minuses to using the Earthrise cab with this particular mold. So, interesting comparisons there. So, let's talk about his other accessories. He's got his gun. This is the gun that comes with his with the Netflix version here, and it's all just cast in black plastic. Looks very much like the other one. Actually, it's exactly like the other one. The one that comes with the Earthrise one is this one right here, and you can see right away that it is it's actually, this one's cast in that gray plastic, and then this is all painted here. So, and it's kind of this is like a darker black on this one here from the Netflix version than this one here. Now, this here also folds over like this, and then you can stick it right over here for storage if you so choose. Just push it in the little hole right there. Let's see if I can get this back out. Okay, so there's a hole right there, and then you just fold his gun over like that, and you can push it in there, and you can store that gun to your heart's content right there. It's almost like someone needs to make a piece to hold these in, like just to prop them open, you know, if you want to keep them as a halt mode. So let's talk about Sheeldron and Enerax, I believe. Let's just show you what this instruction booklet says. And there it is right there. You can see Enerax and Sheeldron with a double E. All right. So anyway, these are kind of nice, and I've never owned the other versions of this figure because I'm not as interested in this set here. He has all the same articulation, if I'm not mistaken, and the only pieces on him that are solid are these legs, these arms, and then this peg here that flips out of his chest. The rest of it is just this clear yellow plastic, and includes this chest area here. This is all clear yellow plastic. It's just painted over with black and silver. Okay, so to transform them, just very simple. Just squeeze together his legs. Peg in his arms right there, and then fold this over like this. And I believe, if you look here, there's two holes. Drop them right there. There you go. And then that's it. And then this is his shield. Oh yeah, you got to do this too, because it's not transformed unless you pull this out. That's the rule. So, all right, and then we'll get back to this once we talk about the other, once we talk about Optimus Prime when he's in his robot mode. And then here is Enerax, and he's yet another recolor. And you can see that there's solid parts on him, but lots of this this nice clear yellow plastic. I kind of dig this, actually. I like both of these, and I know what they're going for here. We'll talk about that in a bit, but he's a pterodactyl. Hooray. And then to transform him, fold his legs in, pull down his tail nicely, and then fold his head in there, and there you go. That's it. It is an axe now. And of course, this is to match every Optimus Prime that has had an axe. And so now they're giving him this. So could you store it on the figure? Any of these 5mm ports? I suppose you can. Put them there. You could put them there, I guess. Put them there, whatever. You could put it here. That would look really ridiculous. And the same thing for the shield. So let's go on ahead and, whoops, yeah, this is, sometimes this connection is a bit tight. And I might want to, oh man, this is lots of fun. There we go. So, but this snaps on pretty easily. It's just kind of, I think they call this a friction joint. So there we go. So, yeah, just to show you this, for the Earthrise Optimus Prime, I could do the same thing, of course, and store this here. However, one of the things here is that this hole or this handle is just too thick. It's just the plastic's too thick there, and it won't quite fit in nicely. I could force it in there, but I don't think that's a good idea. What I might do is I might sand some of this out with some very, very, very fine sandpaper, and then just see what the right kind of tolerance I want for that to be plugged in there. Of course, it's not as important to me to store it on the figure, and that way I get it kind of fills in this gap, but not great, but that's okay. All right, let's get back to this figure, and let's transform him. So, since these things want to be transformed, push them in. Let's hold them there. Okay. Next thing you want to do is open up all these panels. Open up this panel, open up this panel, open up this panel. Do the same thing on the other side. This panel, and then this panel here. And then you'll pull down the legs like this. Okay, and then actually I'm probably doing it in not the best way. Pull this out, and you'll notice that if you look very carefully, there's a tab right there. When you put him into robot mode right there, all this silver should line up, and that there's nothing for it to tab into, but it's going to sit. It's the inside of this is going to rest on the inside of that tab. So go on ahead and do that. Pull these out. Do the same thing on this side. Pull that out. Then take these, swing the shoulders out to the side. You've got these pieces here. Push them in, and that forms the back side of his abs. You will see that in a minute. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to crack open the cab by pulling like so. See that? All right, open them up. And then I think the best way to do this is to go on ahead and just swing it at this point and flip it around like this, 180 degrees. Then we can work on this. Flip that up, fold this in, and fold this in. And then that'll be fine there. The next thing we should do is continue opening the cab up like this, and then remember all those panels? Fold them in. Fold this in, fold this in, fold this in, fold this in. Then take this part right here, open it up, it kind of snaps together, fold it in on itself like that, and then push this back. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open up this back panel. I'm going to flip his head out because I want that out. And then I want to take this and then fold it so that all that, see how that works? Kind of rolls up together there. Roll, roll, there. Then take this, these two tabs will tab into that, those two slots there. Should snap in. Okay. Take this, make sure that that tab goes into that hole. There we go. And flip open his feet, split the feet, then take this panel, flip it down, and take this panel and flip it down. And then now open up this panel here, take out his arm, take out his hand, his wrist, close it. Same thing on this side, straighten out the arm, open up this, flip out his hand, close it. And there we go. We've got, this is the Optimus Prime, the Netflix Earthrise version in his robot mode, and he looks great. He has a, I kind of dig the way he looks, although one thing that's kind of interesting here is that the head in the eye area is very, very dark. There are some, you can see the eyes there, but it's very, very, very dark. He does have the gimmick of the Matrix here. You can take this out, and then you can kind of take it out, and there it is. And yeah, it looks kind of good right there, and stores in just fine that way. Close these up. He's got the waist swivel. He can do the squats. He's got the ankle tilt and all the other things. Ankle tilt, toe tilt. I guess that's heel tilt. Does that count? Whatever. He's got all of that going on. So now you can pose him in all sorts of great ways. Unfold his gun. Just make sure that tabs in that. And then you can just, his hand opens up. You can do it that way. I found out that it'll work just as fine if you just go and then kind of tighten his fingers around it. Alright, so there's that. And yep, you can have him kind of looking off here. There we are. Alright, and now we've got this here. Going ahead, you can give him his axe in his other hand here. Same procedure, and they fit fine right there, I think. Not the axe that comes out of his arm or anything like that, but then you can also, add this shield here, and he can just do all sorts of great things. So there he is, yeah, he looks pretty good. I like this guy. Let's get the Earthrise one here transformed really quickly. Do the same type of procedure that I did with the other one, and then we can kind of compare them both in robot mode. Okay, flip this out here. Flip these out. Split the legs. And then open this up. Take out these, push these in, turn this all the way around, flip this up, flip these in, open this all the way out, open the back up. I like doing it like this because it's so much easier to flip his head out at this point. Flip all these back in, and then just roll them up. Roll one, roll two, and then plug it in right there. Oh, actually, okay. Plug it in right there, tabbed in, plug this in, make sure that that tab goes in that hole. Okay, and here we go. Alright, so flip this out, close, flip this out, close. Now, alright, there he is, right there. So now we can kind of get a really good idea of what these two are all about. Let's see here. We've got, close this up. Alright. Let's see how these two compare side by side. So we've got this Optimus Prime, and we have this Optimus Prime. So, and let me go on ahead and take off Sheeldron and Enerax. These are great little guys. I think they're neat. Now, there. So, if we look, give them a side-by-side comparison, we can kind of notice right off the top here. Actually, let me see if I can't focus that in. Alright, you can see that his eyes are more defined on this one than this one here. They're kind of muted. And I think, if I get a kind of close-up look here, yeah, what we've got going on here is it's got some dim painting in there, and this is a lighter blue than this darker blue here. But since the silver, I don't know, is that like bluish silver there? Whatever that is, whatever that color is, it sticks out more on the Earthrise version there. So some other points of consideration besides the gun, this one being painted and cast in gray, and this one just being cast in black and not painted. He's got this extra app here, paint app right here on his crotch area, where he does not. And also you've got this this kind of silvery part right here, and it's kind of dark blue on this one. Let's turn them around, take a look at the back, and we can see that it's just probably just the shading of the colors. That's the big difference. Now, one thing that's interesting is that his helmet, his head here in the Earthrise version, this is it's kind of a metallic finish. Same thing with his wrists. On this one, not at all. It's just flat. It's a darker plastic. So I'd like to say that this one's kind of more of the original toy colors, and that this one here is more of the quote-unquote anime colors. So that's what these two look like. Yeah, so I think it depends on you, and is it worth it? I believe this is $50, and that with the trailer and everything, and what you get, in here. If you guys haven't seen like all the other reviews out there, I mean, it just opens up into that little repair bay kind of thing, like this, and you can take this out. But in all honesty, it's like, if you want this trailer, I think it's I think it's worth it for him to have that trailer, so I think the price point on this one is $50. On the Earthrise Netflix version that you can get from Walmart, and maybe like has Repulsor or something like this, it's like $39. So you got $10 less off of them, but you don't have a trailer, but you get these accessories instead. So I guess that's going to be ultimately a decision that you'll want to make. If you kind of want it more of a G1-ish looking Optimus Prime that has the trailer, both of these Optimus Primes are very much G1. One, like I said, tends to look more like toy colors, and the other one looks like anime colors, and this one comes with the trailer. I think that's kind of an important thing. However, all the joints are tight on both of these models. They're both very good, and if you couldn't find this one, this I think would be a great substitute. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining. If you like what you see here, please give me a like. Hey, subscribe if you'd like. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.